coming in here. Several loud blasts were heard in the Dubai area and over the Qatari capital Doha for a second day on Sunday. Witnesses said after Iran launched retaliatory strikes on the neighboring Gulf states in response to US and Israeli strikes on the Islamic Republic. This is a big breaking news that we're getting here. Several loud blasts heard in the Dubai area and over the Qatari capital Doha for the second day on Sunday. Iran also launched a new wave of missile and drone strikes on Sunday, targeting US military bases in the region and Israel. This is a big breaking news that we are getting for you here on DD India News Hour. For all those viewers who've just tuned in to DD India, several loud blasts were heard in Dubai and Doha as well for the second day on Sunday. Witnesses said Iran launched retaliatory strikes on the neighboring Gulf states in response to US and Israeli strikes on the Islamic Republic. Iran state media said the strikes were carried out in retaliation for a massive attack that killed Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. According to the Iranian state TV, 27 US bases in the region as well as Israel's military headquarters and a defense industries complex in Tel Aviv were among the targets. All right, and I've been joined by my colleague Akshay Dongre. Hi Akshay, a very good morning to you. We just told our viewers that several loud blasts were heard in Dubai and Doha for the second day on Sunday. What is the latest that you are tracking here?
Well, Siddharth, a swarm of drone and ballistic missile attacks have been launched from the Iranian soil against these countries, especially the UAE, Qatar, Kuwait, then Israeli targets as well, along with the US forces that are stationed in the area. According to a statement that has been given by the UAE Defense Forces, 137 ballistic missiles and 209 drones launched toward the country's territory since the start of the Iranian attack have been neutralized, have been intercepted, which gives you an idea of the scale of attack that is being carried out from the Iranian soil. So over 130 missiles were launched towards UAE alone, and over 200 drones are launched towards the UAE to target areas. We have seen that several symbolic places in the United Arab Emirates have been targeted by the Iranian missiles. Many loud blasts have been heard across Dubai, Abu Dhabi. Situation remains sensitive in Tel Aviv as well as Jerusalem, along with the other areas that are on target of the Iranian missile barrage that has been launched after the death of the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. So the situation is quite sensitive at this point in time. The IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps, has given out a statement stating that they are just minutes away from, and this was a statement given earlier in the morning, that they are just a few minutes away from launching one of the most devastating, one of the most brutal assault attack against the adversaries, and have been calling the US and the Israeli forces as evil in the region. So the reason that is popping in the heads of many people is why, if there is a battle between Israel, US and Iran, then the attack and the targets are these countries, including Bahrain, Kuwait, UAE. There is Qatar, Saudi Arabia as well as other countries in the region. The reason is these countries station the US forces in the particular region of the West Asia. Qatar has several bases of the US. Kuwait has bases of US armed forces. UAE also has similar forces. Saudi Arabia has these forces where the US military is stationed. Their aircraft are stationed, and from there these forces can launch attack against the Iranian Iranian soil. So that is why these countries are also on the target of the Iranians. And it seems that as far as the day is concerned, it is going to be quite dramatic as well as eventful when it comes to these exchanges are concerned, the attacks that are taking place from Iranian soil onto these countries. And we are also seeing that condemnation is coming. However, it's just a matter of time before the retaliation also starts from these countries against the Iranian soils that is targeting these countries. We are talking about the Arab allies of the US and Israel.
Okay, Akshay, stay with us. And India issues another advisory. The advisory stated that all foreign nationals in India who have had to change their travel plans due to the ongoing developments in the West Asia region and need assistance with the extension of their visa or to regularize their stay are requested to contact the nearest Foreigners Regional Registration Office or FRRO. The FRRO concerned will help with necessary formalities. This is the advisory, in fact, another one issued by India. And it stated that all foreign nationals in India who have had to change their travel plans due to the ongoing developments in the West Asia region and need assistance with extension of their visa or to regularize their stay are requested to contact the nearest Foreigners Regional Registration Office or FRRO. The FRRO concerned will help with necessary formalities. This is a second advisory issued by India. India had also issued the first advisory earlier, and this is the second one which India has issued just a while back. All right, and let me go across to my colleague Akshay Dongre. Akshay, we were just talking about that Iran has vowed a strong retaliation after the death of the supreme leader, and it is quite visible now. They are targeting the US bases in Dubai, they are targeting US bases in Doha as well. But then again, my question, Akshay, is that ultimately the attack is happening on a particular country, and the retaliation is also expected now from the United Arab Emirates and of course from Qatar as well, isn't it?
Well, if there is a retaliation coming in from these countries, then there will be another a front that opens for Iran. And then if there is an attack by let's say Qatar, the UAE, Kuwait, Bahrain against Iranian targets, then it will be open war. So as of now, Iran is targeting the US bases, the headquarters of the US forces there in those countries. But let's say if there is a retaliation from these countries, then all targets will be legitimate as far as rules of engagement are concerned. And then the Iranian missiles not only will be striking the US bases and US forces, but each and every strategic target will be open for targeting, and that perhaps is the biggest fear in these countries because of the economies there, the limited areas that have been developed. If let's say there is an attack on Dubai, let's say there is an attack on Burj Khalifa or an attack on other major significant areas, then it can really damage not only the stability of these countries but the economy as well, because there are limited targets that Iran can do to inflict maximum damage, because these countries have quite flourishing economies. They have oil wells, they have other areas of economic significance, and if they become a target of the Iranian missiles, then there is no going back, and there is going to be significant damage against these countries. And that is why as of now we are seeing that only statements are coming out, and no military retaliation has been carried out by these countries so far. And Iran has already stated that all the US bases, all the US targets, irrespective of the country in the region, are legitimate targets, and they are only targeting these particular US bases and US targets. There can be some collateral damage, obviously, but the major target remains these US forces in the region. And if there is a retaliation, then all the targets will be open to be targeted by the Iranian missiles.
Definitely. Any latest statement by the United States on the recent strikes by Iran?
Well, no, it seems that there is monitoring happening by the United States. It's obvious that if they planned this attack for months, then they were also prepared for a retaliation. They have already estimated the missile defense capabilities as well as the ballistic missile capabilities of Iranian regime. And if the US wouldn't have been prepared to counter these missiles, they wouldn't have launched the attack. And that perhaps is the reason why it took about a year since the last year's June attacks against Iran to plan an entire thing to be restarted at this time again. So the situation is drastic, but it is under control as far as the US air defense systems are concerned. They have been able to contain largely most of the missiles that are coming in from Iran, especially given the fact that these missiles are in a way no match for the capabilities that the US and Israel have in the region. As long as they can thwart these missiles, there will be a monitoring phase that will go on. But US and Israel have already said that the retaliation will continue and their missile attacks will also continue for days to come. So it seems that we can't take a sigh of relief unless there is a statement that comes in from both the sides to calling for steps to be taken to bring about a peace in the region. But as of now, nothing of that sort is happening, and only more flaring up is taking place as far as these attacks are concerned.
Akshay, could you tell us a bit about what is Iran's state media saying?
Well, the state media has obviously stated that first it gave a confirmation about the death of the supreme leader, then it has called for a 40 days of mourning. But as of now, what the state media is reporting is largely based on the statements that are coming in from the IRGC, the Iranian Revolutionary Guards Corps, that is vowing for retaliation, that is vowing for revenge against the killing of Khamenei, and other statements coming in. As far as the official word as of now, it is only the state media, because most of the statements are coming in from that, but also very calculated and limited communication from the state media as well.
Okay, Akshay, we leave it there. Thank you so much for your analysis.